Chapter 1. Customer Service Doesn't Come Naturally. Hidden Obstacles to Serving Customers. The cashier at the fast food restaurant scowled as I handed him my payment. He looked at the $5 bill I'd given him, glanced at the $4.05 displayed on his register, and then looked back at me asking, "Don't you have a nickel?" "Sorry," I replied. "All I have is that $5 bill." The cashier heaved a tremendous sigh, looked me in the eye, and said, "I hate people like you." I stood in stunned silence while he counted out my change from his cash drawer and slammed the coins on the counter. "There," he said. "Now you have some sense." I was speechless and embarrassed. This unprovoked verbal attack was uncalled for in any setting, never mind a customer service situation. Until this moment, I never thought any employee needed to have this explained to him. His boss was standing right behind him, yelling at employees to work faster, so it was clearly pointless to complain. However, the story soon became a favorite in my customer service training classes. Some people accused me of fabricating it since the episode was so outrageous. Others chimed in with their own stories about terrible customer service at the same restaurant. The situation continued to bother me, even as I told the story again and again. It was such an obvious example of what not to do that I couldn't understand the cashier's actions. What would cause a frontline employee to respond so inappropriately in a customer service setting without provocation? More than 10 years later, it finally hit me. Though I still don't believe the cashier was right, I think I now understand what was behind his emotional eruption. If you've ever been a cashier, you know what a hassle it is when you run out of change. Everything comes grinding to a halt. You stand at your cash register waiting while your manager goes to the safe in the office, retrieves the change, and returns. While the manager is gone, you awkwardly stand at the register, not quite knowing what to say while the customer in front of you and the other customers in line are impatiently waiting. When the coins finally arrive, you have to break them free of their plastic wrappers and pour them into your cash drawer before you can finally give your customer his change. Now, imagine you run out of change during the lunchtime rush at this fast food place. The restaurant is crowded with customers. All the registers are open and there's a line at least 5 deep at each one. The drive-through line snakes around the corner of the building and the parking lot is full. The supervisor is clearly stressed out as he frantically rushes around the kitchen, barking orders at employees and putting everyone on edge. This particular supervisor seems likely to get even more upset if he has to stop whatever he is doing to get change from the office. Meanwhile, there are 5 impatient, hungry customers in the cashier's line, already aggravated by the wait. Waiting a few minutes more while an angry boss fetches change from the safe is only going to make matters worse. Taking all those circumstances into account, you can imagine that counting out 95 cents might have brought this cashier one step closer to a bad situation he very much wanted to avoid. I could also tell this cashier didn't like his job. I have trained thousands of frontline customer service employees over the years and often encounter people like him who are angry and frustrated. They tell me how they get paid next to nothing to deal with poor treatment from customers, coworkers, and their boss. And since they perceive that customers are the cause of most of their problems at work, many of them say their customers are the most difficult people to deal with. This understanding made me wonder about other situations where customer service was inexplicably poor. A mentor once told me that most people inherently want to do a good job. He explained that when people aren't doing their job well, you sometimes have to investigate to find out the root cause of their poor performance. I started to search for hidden obstacles that prevented people from providing outstanding service. My research revealed one very surprising truth. Humans are not naturally good at customer service. We have the potential to deliver amazing service, and some of us are better at it than others, but every person has significant obstacles to overcome. Difficult bosses, process and procedures that don't work, and difficult customers can all get in the way. Even our own attitudes and emotions can sometimes make it hard to be great at customer service. The biggest obstacle of all may be inertia. Many companies, leaders, and employees simply underestimate what it takes to deliver outstanding service. In this chapter, we'll look at 2 of the factors that hold organizations back: the challenge of consistency and the disconnect between the way companies and customers rate service quality. The Service Consistency Challenge. Throughout my